Today, we'll be discussing the most important part of paper 8, module 3, that is multidisciplinary case studies. And in that thing, chapter 6, that is business strategy and management, we need to discuss. Yes, you should understand the importance of this, this management case studies. Rather, I would say strategic management from the viewpoint of managing the business of the person to whom you being a CS, being a professional, about to provide consultancy, about to give advice. CS being a key managerial personnel needs to handle the tricky situational issues of our clients in a most extraordinary manner, in a most fantabulous manner, right? So these management case studies are important from the viewpoint of your future also. And right now, from the viewpoint of your present, if I talk about this management case studies institute ask for 40 marks. Yeah, yes. You have definitely heard it what properly. It is 40 marks. Right. So let us understand management case studies, how it needs to be applied, how exactly what topics institute ask this case studies. Uh, we will follow module, and whatever is there in the module will be discussing thoroughly in detail. Thoroughly in Let's start. The first and the most widely used method for business portfolio analysis, or I would say rather the first most important and very easy method to understand your own capabilities, your own weaknesses, your own opportunities and threats which you generate from external business environment is SWOT. Is SWOT. For your information, I can say this way: SWOT is one of the finest situational analysis method. I'm repeating this thing one more time. SWOT is what? One of the finest situational analysis method. That means if I need to analyze any situation and my own position in that situation, being an organization or I would say corporate, and I should be understanding it through SWOT more better. Then what will give? What will give you strategy? No, wrong. What will never give you strategy, but what will provide the basic required information. And on the basis of that information, business organization, managers, strategy makers, we call them as was strategists, and they will make what? They will make create strategies for what? How to deal with what that situation today and what in present. So let's move on. Let's move on. SWOT analysis is very important too for starting new projects. For starting what? The new projects, ensuring their proper progress by monitoring their stages of development and implementing changes in the project whenever required. SWOT will allow you to understand where you stand right now in terms of internal business environment also, and in terms of what? External business environment. SWOT classified into what? Four parts: strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. And if you all can remember, recollect, just yes, executive strategic management, first chapter, it has been always taught to students that what things are divided into two parts: internal, external. That means business environment is classified into two parts: internal and external. Internal is known as strength and weakness, and external is known as what? Opportunities and threats. Opportunities and what? Threats. That means we can analyze the situation and understand our strength and weakness, which is internal part. Business can control it to some extent, and on the contrary, all opportunities and threats business derives from what? External business environment. And because of what we can learn, understand those things also, so we can make better strategy to fight with what? Threats, and what? To grab the opportunity. To grab the opportunities. Let's read this paragraph one more time. It says what? What analysis is very important tool for starting new projects. ensuring that proper progress by monitoring their what stages of development and implementing what changes in the project as and when required, as and when what required. This tool allows multi-dimensional analysis. Multi-dimensional, see, means what? We have what? If you can understand, we have strength, we have weaknesses, we have opportunities, and we have threats. Sorry. So we have what? More than one dimension. So it is known as what? Multi-dimension analysis of the current subject condition. Of the what? Current subject what conditions of a business organization, as well as internal, that is what usually controllable, and external, usually uncontrollable, or rather we can say what it is difficult to control. The factors to maximize the benefits, minimize the negative consequences of certain actions, and the most importantly, ascertain that whether the objective is ascertainable or not. Attainable or not means what? Spot gives you situational analysis option, that where you stand, what all your strengths are, what all your weaknesses are, what all opportunities business can have, and the last part, the most important part, that is known as what? How we need to deal with threats. How we need to deal with what? Threats. So this SWOT is also understood as what? Situational analysis method. I'm again and again using this word, so you can make it very clear that what exactly situational analysis is and how we can what understand. See, I would like to discuss this thing here also. It's like, tell me one thing. I need to plan something. So first, I need to make what my objectives, right? I have to set my goals, right? Yes, of course, right? Where I need to go. That is always the first point. First point. But believe me, one of the most important point in starting strategy making is what? Where I stand right now. Where I stand right now. That means what? Where I am at present right now, and everything depends on where I am right now. Then I decide where am I supposed to go from here. If I give you the most easiest example to understand this, you people have definitely booked those Ola, Uber, taxis. Definitely, right? Your young generation and what, that's very common. So tell me, the moment you start that app, what is the first message you receive? The first message is, in general, it is what? Start the GPS device. Of course, start the GPS device. Now tell me why that app want us to start GPS device. Answer. The moment you start GPS device, what? Come on, you can answer this. It's very easy. The moment you start GPS device, what is the first question they ask? Where you are right now. And once you tell them where you are right now, the second question they ask is where you want to be from here. In business also, this is the same thing. I want to go to that place. Agreed. First, you should understand where you are right now, and what will make you all understand. What will what make you all understand where is where is the business right now, where you stand in this competitive situation, right? Right. And from here, how you will reach to that particular destination, that is your strategy. That business managers, business strategists, they need to develop. They need to develop. That's the point. Now, an effective strategic management procedure that links internal organizational strength and weakness with external opportunities and threats. Threats is what? That is strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats analysis. And what analysis? That is okay. Now understand this. SWOT analysis is a technique which helps gain insight into the past and find solutions for the sake of what current and future blemish. Yeah, simple. That is what, if we have had strategies once upon a time and those strategies were not successful because what, we made a mistake or something has changed, then what can what restructure it right now after understanding the situation. After understanding the situation, it says it is useful for an existing company as well as what a new plan. Means what is so common, so easy, that if you have basic common sense understanding about strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats in your business, you can easily create SWOT. You can easily create SWOT for yourself and what kya your individual self also. Understand this. SWOT analysis helps to reduce weaknesses while maximizing strong sides of the our job is the same thing, right? Should improve what? We should improve what? Our strength. We should consistently reduce our weaknesses. And if strengths are improved, then we can grab the opportunity. Then we can grab the opportunity. One part is threats. We cannot control threats. It's not possible. It's not possible. Then what should we do? Threats bring us risk of negativity rather to my organization, and with the help of strength, with the help of studies, I can reduce the evil effect of threats as much as possible. Yes. Now how SWOT works? Now the very easy fundamental care requirement. A SWOT analysis is useful tool for brainstorm. You discuss things with yourself, you discuss things with your team members, and you can make what good long-term strategic plan. One more time. SWOT analysis is a useful tool for brainstorm. Strategic planning and what decision making. Strategic decision making is a process of charting. Charting means crafting, creating a course of action based on long-term goals and long-term vision of the organization. And I would like to discuss this thing here, that vision, the concept which has been least importance providing provided word in business management. In terms of professionals who are CA and CS, people don't teach them what is vision, how to set vision, why to set vision, what is mission, what is objectives and goals. They are least required. They always force student to study what? Those topics, those subjects, those syllabuses. That is most important. But why you are studying all these things? Because you have a vision in mind. You have a dream to achieve, right? You have a future situation which you have right now in your mind, which you would like to convert into what? Into what? Kya reality? In what tomorrow's time to come. So that is vision. That is what? Vision. And everyone should understand. Everyone should understand. Business manager, those who are pursuing MBA courses, this vision, mission, objectives, and goals is considered as one of the most important topic for them, because from their wide open eyes, they can see the future, what they would like to achieve. That means at present, with their what open eyes, they can see the future. That is what is the vision. That is what is the vision. हम कहते हैं ना, सपना वही होता है जो हम खुली आंखों से, सपना वही होता है जो हम खुली आंखों से देखते हैं. What I want you to understand here is what? Simple. The dream. Anything what we call dream is what? Something which can what I can see with my open eyes. Because what? All dreams with the closed eyes will be considered as what? Shattered. The moment you open your eyes. तो सपना वही होता है जो हम खुली आंखों से देखते हैं. That is what the vision, what you would like to become, or where you see yourself after 5 years, 10 years, where you see your organization in terms of what the whole market scenario, leader, challenger, then what, क्या follower, or what any other level. That's the point. Strategic decision making aligns short-term objectives with long-term goals and a mission that defines company's bigger picture, the purpose of its existence. Why my business is in existence? What value addition I consistently provide to my particular business with respect to what? With respect to what? The latest requirement. Now this is considered as what? This is considered as what? SWOT. And those who can deal with SWOT and they can what? They can put SWOT into reality. They will be considered as very awesome. Very awesome. Now, how SWOT works? It is to be noted that SWOT analysis does not cover entire business. So management should be very cautious at the time of what? Strategic decision. I would like you people to understand here. The word strategic here means long term. The word strategic here means what? Long term. Understand? To be successful, businesses must utilize their strength, improve upon their weaknesses, guard against their external threats, and residual internal vulnerability. It has been always said that weaknesses needs to be immediately converted into strength. Because if we ignore weaknesses, that will bring us what? Future threats. Yes, you know this thing, right? You know this thing. Simple. Assume karo in your particular what? Syllabus. There is a topic which you don't like it. You don't like to study it because you don't understand. And what? That is your weakness. Now understand, if you ignore that thing consistently in your study time of what, 3 months, 4 months, whatever it is, right? 3 months, 4 months, whatever it is, you ignore that thing consistently. Barabar? And what? When you go for what? Exams, and they ask you that thing is what your compulsory question, and then now you understand the weaknesses you ignored in past. Now those weaknesses has become what? Threats. And believe me, weaknesses we can control, threats we cannot control. Threats we cannot control. So business managers need to understand, find out your weakness, face them head on. Means what? Don't run away from your what car problems. And then finally, what you should do? You should convert those weaknesses into the strength as fast as. Simultaneously, company needs to evaluate their external environment, identify and exploit new opportunities before their competitor. Now understand this. Now let's divide the whole thing into what part and discuss everything in detail. What is strength? Strength is an inherent capability of the organization which can use to gain what? Strategic advantage over competitor. Means we have better financial control, we have better research and development opportunities, we have better warehousing facility, we have better what manpower. Anything can be strength. And the strength of me, I should use it for what? More better future. By what? Getting the information from strength, and then what? On the basis of that information, we make strategies. We means businessman makes what? Strategies. The first step in conducting a SWOT analysis involves identifying the strength a company possesses relative to competitors. What others, what my competitors don't have, and what I have in return. I have in return. That means what? I am edge over my competitors. That's the planning. I'm edge over my competitors. That is a planning. Strength comes from the knowledge, abilities, resources available to the firm that gives comparative advantage in the industry. Comparative advantage in the industry. So, in comparison to those industry competitors, how we are better than them. That is considered as my strength. The capability, the word capability is the best suited here. The capability to obtain resources, the quality of those resources, and the effective and efficient allocation of what resource plays a pivotal role in creating a competitive advantage. In creating what? A competitive advantage. That means genuinely, if you have strength, then rather I would say then and then only your product or your services will be having advantage in relation to competition in the market. Will be having what? Advantage in relation to competition in the market, and that is what most important part. Now understand. So the major strength are excellent sales staff with strong knowledge of existing products, good relationship with what customers, good internal communication skills, successful marketing strategies, and reputation for what? Innovation. That means what? Your strength can be anything. You understand, students? Strength can be anything in relation to your business, but strength are those positive pillars. You can construct your future on the basis of these pillars. These what? Pillars. Understand? Now, weakness. Weaknesses. You can see the poster sincerely well. Weakness is an inherent limitation or restriction of the organization which creates strategic disadvantage to. Weaknesses is what? A strategic what? A disadvantage. No. Weaknesses create strategic. Those negative situations right now at present which I need to, on which me as a businessman, as an entrepreneur needs to work upon. Work what? Understand this. Second, a business needs to identify the vulnerabilities. But vulnerabilities is something which is known as what? A negative aspect of my particular business within its organization that competitor could exploit. Means we are now at slightly on back foot in comparison to our what? Their competitors. They are better than us in what? Certain part of the business, certain part of the business. Weaknesses are limitations or deficiency in the firm's resources and competencies that could hinder its performance. Means, see, in here, the word hinder means what? In here, the word hinder means obstruct, impede, or rather, I would say restrict your performance. But then what? Weakness. Weakness can hinder. If you find out weakness and start working on it, we can convert those weaknesses into strength. And what we can move on. Can move on. And understand well, everyone will have weaknesses. Everyone will have weaknesses. Everyone actually do have weaknesses. Now we need to have that eye which can what? Understand weakness. Which can understand weakness, and we can what? Work upon it. We can sincerely work upon it. Understand this. Common sources of companies' weaknesses include ineffective management abilities, insufficient resources, insufficient processes, and obsolete, old, outdated technology, high rental costs, obsolete market research data, cash flow, that is working capital problems, holding too much of stock, poor record keeping, can be anything. It can be anything. It has always been said that if if what weaknesses competitor is having, he has strength in that particular area, then that will be considered as threat to the competitor. Understand this? This is very important. One more time, I'm repeating that. What weaknesses our competitors are what having? If we have strength in that area, that means it is considered as what? Threat to competitors. And believe me, it's same in a reverse mode also. What weaknesses we have? And if our competitors are having what? Strength in the same area, it will be threat to us for our future. For our future. And we need to understand that thing sincerely. Third, most important. And again, the external environmental force, which is known as what? Opportunity. Opportunity is a favorable condition in the organizational environment. The organizational environment which enables it to strengthen its position. Which enable it to what? Strengthen what? Its position. Means what? I have opportunity. If I'll grab it, my organization performance will improve. And every stakeholder who is connected to my particular what business, they will be benefited out of it. The third step require a business to determine potential opportunity, future opportunities to be pursued in the industry right now. There may be plentiful business opportunities in industry that may call for pondering over opportunities by management of a company while evaluating their effectiveness. See, there will be so many opportunities available. Say, for example, I can start exporting my product to other countries. Of course, exporting means to export to other countries. Simply, then what should I do? I can what? I can do better research in comparison with what others to have what? Yeah, domestic market share. Then I can what? Merge with someone and what? Yeah, expand my business horizons. There can be so many opportunities with respect to my what? Business. But then what? Every opportunity cannot be worked upon immediately. So out of so many opportunities, so many alternatives, what you should do? You should focus and take into consideration. Understand this? Take into consideration something which is feasible for you. Something which you can what? Actually put it into what? Practice and what? Move on positively. Move on positively further. A company must clearly define types of goods or services it proposes to offer, the targeted market for the goods and services, resources and other facilities needed for production of goods and services, projected returns, yeah, and what magnitude of risk involved. These are the things which are supposed to be worked upon for seizing the pot. Becoming CS is an extraordinary opportunity for you all. How you seize it? By what? Studying with what right kind of people. Then what? By self-studying and solving your doubts. Third, by appearing test series consistently. Fourth, by creating a professional mindset which will help you to pass out your papers positively. Help you to pass out your papers what? Very positively. And again, the most important part among all. The most important part among all. If you consistently become professional and pass out what your CS professional exams from the Institute of Chart क्या company secretaries of what क्या India. It will give you awesome क्या boost to your career. So becoming CS is professional. Becoming CA is professional. Becoming MBA is what क्या opportunity, and we need to work upon it. We need to work upon it. Potential opportunities can result in what? Identifying an overlooked market segment, changing industry regulations, advancement in technology, and improvement in what buyer supplier relationship, loyal customers, high customer demand of the company's products. Etc. If you can understand, when it was starting of pandemic, somewhere in April May 2000 and what April be nahi, March April 2000 and what 20, right? Believe me, normal people have hardly heard this word sanitizer. Some of may might have heard that thing but never used it. Normally क्या middle class, lower middle class and what the working class. Sanitizer. अरे पता ही नहीं होता ये क्या है. But then what the moment pandemic started, sanitizer word became what so famous that what so in a day we used to क्या use that sanitizer क्या approx 8 to 10 times क्या 8 to 10 times a day. A sanitizer, and what there were only three companies working onto sanitizers market once upon a time in February 2020. And after that thing, what somewhere around more than 100 sanitizer manufacturing company came into what market, because everyone saw the opportunity. Everyone saw the opportunity. Now you need to decide how you seize it for your personal benefit. Your personal benefit. Huh. Moreover, a business can exploit the weaknesses of competitors by targeting and attacking their frail position to gain market. We need to find out. We need to find out. Only opportunities for us? No. To find out the weaknesses of what? Weaknesses of what? Simply speaking, competitors. Then we need to work hard. For example, Nokia. It used to be said that for bringing any new product, Nokia used to take 11 months. And Micromax, a company you cannot compare with Nokia practically. They used to bring in what? The new product in market in 3 months. No doubt. Understand this, bachalo. No doubt. No doubt. I'm saying Nokia's products used to be very qualitative, very extraordinary. They used to pass through very difficult and what restrictive, stringent kya protocols to get confirmation with respect to anything. Where Micromax was not that what kya strict about what kya procedures. But then what? Because of that 11 months, Nokia lost too much of opportunity and Micromax gained too much of benefit, because in 11 months Micromax used to put 2 to 3 products in the market, which Nokia could not, and that was the weakness of Nokia, used by Micromax for what their success, their product being successful in the market. Last most important part, threat. See, threat. At present here, you see your threats that could come in future. That could come in what? Future. Understand this. Understand this, kids. This is very important. Standing in here in what current situation, you can observe your threats what very clearly, and you can make what? See, you can make what? A better strategy where you can reduce the evil effect of threats as much, and what? You can cross over it. That is what threat in general means. Seriously, that's what threat in general means. What? Seriously, threat. A threat is an unfavorable condition in the organization's environment which can cause risk for or damage to the organizational position. Now, how to counteract threats? Finally, every SWOT analysis requires a business to identify its what potential. Should see, threat is that position which we would like to run away from. Right? We need to run away from, and that is what the most important part. And what, believe me, if we run away from threat, we run away from what? Threats. Sincerely understand this. If we genuinely run away from your threats, you can never make your business successful. So the idea here is what we need to understand our business's threat very seriously, so we can what fight it by making awesome, extraordinary, practical strategies, and so we can what move on, so we can what move on what positively, and we can bring less harm to our organization because threats are uncontrollable. We can reduce the evil effect. We cannot make it zero. Not make it what? Zero. So, any situation that puts a company in an unfavorable position or impedes its efficient operation can be classified as threat. Can be classified as what? Anything which is unpleasant, anything which can create problem in the future. That is what threat. To, to adequately identify the situation, adequately identify what this situation, the organization needs to evaluate its industry's what macro environment. See, understand, business environment get classified into two part: internal, external. External further get classified into two part: micro and what macro. This we have done in what the CS executive, if you can recollect anything by chance. Understand this, its industry's macro environment and assess the industry's what social, economical, political, technological, natural, and international segments. Anything can bring or generate what threats, and we need to be ready for it. We need to be ready for it. Say, for instance, changes in consumer preference or advancement in what technology can render product or service obsolete. Just for example, assume we are in what men's fashion wear industries, men's fashion what industries, and we are what selling what exactly is right now what in demand, right? And what all of a sudden Akshay Kumar's bell bottom picture came, and it became what a huge hit. It is actually a hit. But then what, on the basis of that hit, Akshay Kumar's new style bell bottom became what the trend in the market. Now tell me, if that is the trend in the market, then what about we are doing right now in terms of what market as per latest fashion? If you don't understand that particular change of trend, change of mindset by our whom our customers, then what others will be other will be moving up further very fast, then we will be in trouble. So we need to find out what could create threat for whatever. Additionally, economic and regulatory changes or exhaustion of what natural resources can make what production infeasible. If you can understand, Bihar, Kerala, and I think UP, they have electricity crisis, they have power crisis because what coal is not available. Coal is not available, and what as on today means what, on 11th of October 2021. If you can see newspaper headlines, what it says, it genuinely says what this power cut will be there for 7 to 9 hours a day. But power cut means what? My businesses are what not working. My businesses are not working. My economies is what kind of shut down. My people are what suffering. No what electricity means what, no digital transactions also. In what, that's a very serious situation. And what these kind of things can definitely create threats for our what existence, and we need to be very much ready for it. Global competitors are entering into what companies market, which tend to increase competition in domestic market, which tend to increase competition in what domestic what market, and that is required. Well, no? And say Amazon coming into what medical field. Medical field means what, in what pharmacy, delivering what your particular what medicines online with huge amount of discount, because Amazon is having huge backup with respect to financial situation. Of course, it's Amazon by all means. One of the richest company of the world. So understand this. If Amazon entering into what the market, then Indian retailers definitely will be having problem in facing the competition from Amazon. From what? Amazon. And how you need to what, prepare for it. You need to decide that thing in advance. What? Now, what are the objectives of what's very easy? To make summary analysis of external, internal factors. See, if you have understood this thing, what SWOT has done actually? What SWOT has done? You tell me. What is just allowing you to know, being an entrepreneur, businessman, or manager, that this is what is the situation with respect to internal, external factors and forces. Factors and forces. Now, after that thing, what manager should do, what businessman should do? The businessman is to prepare strategic option with reference to what risk and problems to be addressed. Risk and problems to be what addressed, and what you need to think about it. You need to genuinely what think about it. You need to make strategic of what you can seriously do. Second, what you can seriously need to do, and what you will choose to fight out what the future threats or to grab the future opportunity. Third part, conduct a sales forecast in agreement with what market conditions and study the capabilities of what the company in general. In I can plan my sales forecast on the basis of today for what coming kya time to identify the key items for the management of the organization, which involves establishing priorities for which in turn helps in strategic decision, which in turn help for what strategic decision making. I can understand the strength of my management, their capabilities, and what other required factors of production. That is what lend labor capital and what entrepreneur. That's why. Thoroughly diagnose the company. See, what is not an end in itself. After doing SWOT, we will have to make strategy. Then those strategies need to be executed. Then there will be what variances. That variances need to be removed, and then we can achieve the target. Then we can achieve the target. That is considered as what? What? SWOT. But SWOT is a diagnostic tool. See, when we go to those pathological laboratories, what they do? They give you the solution to your problem. No, they show you the problem. And on the basis of their analysis, doctor will treat us by what? By what? Giving certain particular what course of what action, जिससे क्या हमारी बीमारी कम हो जाए या तो खत्म हो जाए. बराबर है? So SWOT is like what pathological laboratory. Your kind of example, but you can understand this. You can understand this. Internal environment means my strengths and weaknesses, the integration and standardization process, the elimination of inefficiency, and the focus on the core aspect of the business. I should think on what I can do, how I can do, what am I good at, which business I should enter, all that stuff. External environment means what opportunities and threats to have a reliable and trustworthy data, to receive info quickly, to support management in strategic decision making, and to reduce what errors. And to reduce what errors. You need to understand this sincerely. To understand this what sincerely, how you will fight your threats. How you will fight your threats. That's right. That is the understand this. Bachalo. These were the objectives. So understand one thing. SWOT is not an result, but it's a diagnosis tool on the basis of which you get info, and on the basis of that information you create strategies and solve the problem. The SWOT analysis is one of the most popular tools for defining organizations' long-term actions. The beauty of SWOT is its internal scrutiny of organizations' capabilities, followed by environmental scanning, means analysis to identify appropriate opportunity and threats. It says what SWOT does. The beauty is what? Study it from a present point of view. Bring down the information, and on the basis of information, you prepare strategies for the best achievable target, and you can what make that alternative successful. There are some disadvantages to what, bachalo, and this disadvantages are no straightforward methodology has been what proposed to identify strength and weakness. See, different people applying SWOT methodology to same situation, believe me, their way of understanding strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats, opportunities, and what threat will be totally separate, different, unique, and that creates what a kind of problem. How to find out strength, how to see weaknesses, what all opportunities for me. See, if it's consistently changing, then what? There cannot be standardization, uniformity in what dealing with SWOT, and that is one of the primary disadvantage of what SWOT. If I am in this situation and I will look at that situation, then from my point of view, strength will be different, opportunity will be different, weakness will be different, and threat will be different. And what in the same point of view, if you all are there, and what you individually do it. Believe me, we'll have so many SWOTs. So SWOT is lacking standardized approach. That's the first disadvantage. Second, there is no indication of casualty among the strengths and weaknesses, nor are they ranked into their hierarchy. Means what? They forgot to set priority with respect to what strength and weakness. Which strength is the most important strength? Or which weakness is the most important weakness to focus on right now? Again, it will change as per individual perception. Third, the SWOT analysis is typically a one-time event lacking mechanism for acting upon and monitoring the changes in strength and weaknesses over longer term. Means what? Assume today we are doing SWOT. We get all the information with respect to kya immediate kya situation. But what? After 3 months, situation has changed. Again, we need to resort to SWOT. That means what? It is a method of analyzing situation once, after certain point of time again, after certain point of time again. That means what? SWOT loses its importance with respect to what that discontinuity in respect to what working hard. Okay? And that is what the point. Yeah. Now, see, everything will have its own advantages and what disadvantages by all means, right? So whatever our module says, generally we are following everything word by word as it is. As it is. So you should understand. You should understand that what disadvantages with respect to every method will be always there. Now we need to improve it for our benefit. Improve it for our benefit. So what quick tips? How we can better apply SWOT? First part. Keep SWOT short and simple. Remember to include important details. Short and the sweetest. Don't drag SWOT. It's just a tool which diagnoses the problem. Correct? You need to make you need to make what? You need to create solution to your problem on the basis of information provided by SWOT. For example, if a staff in an organization is strength, include specific details such as skills, experiences possessed by the concerned members, as well as why they are kya strength and how they can help to meet the goals of the organization. Simple. Then second, when SWOT analysis is completed, priorities prioritize the results by listing them what in order of the most significant factors that affect the business to the least. Means what? Make a list. Which particular point affects business kya too much extent, or which can affect kya least extent, and what you can set a priority. Obtain multiple perspectives for those SWOT analysis that have been what given final shape and implement. Final shape and what? Implemented. Means what? Create more than one alternative. Then choose the best among all. Ask for the input for various stakeholders like employees, suppliers, customers, and what? Partners. So what is one person's working with respect to the situation in the car business? All the stakeholders can what? Can provide logical information with respect to improving the analysis. Improving the analysis. Obtain multiple perspectives for those SWOT analysis that have been what given in final shape and implemented. That have been what given a final shape and implemented. Means what? Among all the alternatives available, what you have chosen for yourself. Choose the best option available. Ask for input from various stakeholders. Again, like what? Employee, supplier, customer, what? Partners. Partners. Then what? Most important point is this, bachalo. Think about the factors that are essential to the success of an organization. What all things which can provide you success in this competitive scenario? Right? So one more time, understand this. Think about the factors that are essential to the success of an organization and products or any other services like what? Superior after sales services, free delivery, warranty, guarantee, etc. An organization can offer customers that may exert an impact on the competitor in order to have what? A competitive advantage. How we can create more better advantage in relation to competition with respect to our product in relation to competitors' product. Means how my product is better than them. Focus on that activity. How my services is extraordinary in relation to competitors. Focus on what that particular activity. Say Swiggy and Zomato. Both are what? Food delivery apps. How Zomato and Swiggy can what? Fight with each other. If we are Swiggy, just think about how we can better than Zomato. What we can provide, but what other competitors are not providing, and what we need to consistently work upon it. Last line important. It is essential to take into consideration factors relating to competitive advantage by conducting what I should or how I should be better in terms of what delivering my products and stuff. Use goals and objectives from overall business plan in what can happen. What it's not just one thing I need to think about it. I need to take into account my what vision, my what mission, my what objectives in detail. Objectives in what detail, and that's what the idea. That is what is considered what the most. So this understanding of SWOT will be exactly putting into real case study. Even institute wants you to do the same thing. They don't want your theoretical expertise. Believe me, they have seen your theoretical expertise in what executive. Now they want you to apply this theoretical knowledge into real situations, and you need to bring what awesome answers to the case studies which has been asked to you for approx 40 marks. Approx what 40 marks. That's why, right? So let's study the case study of Amul. Case study of Amul.